In this video, Dave Chappelle will absolutely destroy woke culture. Let's go.
We're back. And guess who's steering the cultural ship again? That's right, Dave Chappelle. If there's one thing Dave knows how to do,
With comedy.
it's cut through the noise, and trust me, today is no different. From feminist movements to bathroom laws, Dave's here to remind us why the uncomfortable truths are the funniest. You ready? Let's jump right into the madness. Let's kick things off with Dave's epic breakdown of the LGBTQ+ car ride. Now, if there's anything that perfectly captures the complicated social dynamics of today, it's this metaphor.
Like I was saying, my guess is the G's are driving that car. That makes sense to me, because there's white men in the G's. And these people are trying to get around discrimination and oppression. And you know how white dudes are. We know these roads. In fact, we built these roads. The rest of you buckle up. We'll get you to where you want to go. So the G's are just driving the car. Of course, next to the G's in the passenger seat is the L's. Everybody likes the L's, except for the G's. I don't know what that's about. I just know the G's don't like them that much. The G's always say like little subliminal digs on them. It's not mean, but you know what I mean? They just be like, I wouldn't wear that. The only thing that breaks the tension between the L's and the G's are the B's in the back seat. If it's one thing that the L's and the G's agree on, is that the B's are gross. They seem greedy to the L's and the G's, you know what I mean? They're just sitting in the back seat like, yeah, man, I'll anybody in this car. What's going on, man? And sitting next to the B's, all the way in the back seat by themselves, looking out the window, that's the T's. Everybody in the car respects the T's, but everyone also resents the T's. It's not the T's' fault, but everyone in the car just feels like the T's are making the trip take longer. Anything the T's say gets on everybody's nerves. And then the T's don't even say anything bad. They just be in the back talking to themselves. I'm hot. Shut up. Shut the up, okay? What? Just said I was hot. Could you pull over at the next exit? I need to use the restroom. There is not a restroom for you for 4 states, nigga. Will you just shut the up so we can get where we're going? And just when that car can't get any more tense, the Q's are a hitchhiker that they pick up on the road. Some white dude in booty shorts is walking down the freeway. G's see him. That guy might be one of us. Hey, are you okay? Need some help? And he come over there with them booty shorts leaning on the window. Hey, what's going on, fellas? Lady, whatever pronoun makes you feel comfortable in the back. Yeah, I don't really know where I'm going. I don't know if I'm gay or I'm straight or whatever. All I know for sure is that I really want to get in this car.
Chappelle isn't just poking fun at the community. He's highlighting the complexity within it, showing how even among allies there's a lot of subtle tension. And that's what makes the joke hit. He's saying the quiet part out loud, but in the most outrageous way possible. So next, he goes on with the idea of being born in the wrong body, and does he hold back? Not a chance.
I feel bad for T's, but they're so confusing. And it's not all my fault. I feel like they need to take some responsibility for my jokes. Because I didn't come up with this idea on my own. This idea that a person can be born in the wrong body. But they have to admit, that's a fucking hilarious predicament. It's really fucking funny. If it happened to me, you'd laugh, wouldn't you? That wouldn't be funny if it happened to me? I think it would be. What if it did? What if I was Chinese, but born in this nigga body? That's not funny. And for the rest of my life, I had to go around making that face. Hey, everybody, I'm Chinese. And everyone get mad. Stop making that face. That's offensive. What? This is how I feel inside.
Yep.
Now picture Dave narrating a meditation app with that unmistakable voice. Talk about an experience we'd all tune into just to see how long we could keep a straight face. Now let's talk about DaBaby. Dave goes,
I'd like to start by addressing the LGBTQ community directly. I want every member of that community to know that I come here tonight in peace, and I hope to negotiate the release of DaBaby. DaBaby was the #1 streaming artist until about a couple weeks ago. He took a nasty spill on stage and said some wild stuff about the LGBTQ community during a concert in Florida. Now, you know I go hard in the paint, but even I saw that shit and was like, God damn, DaBaby. Ooh, he pushed the button, didn't he? He pushed the button, punched the LGBTQ community right in the AIDS. Can't do that. But I do believe, and I'll make this point later, that the kid made a very egregious mistake. I will acknowledge that. But, you know, a lot of the LGBTQ community doesn't know DaBaby's history. He's a wild guy. He once and him in Walmart. Oh, this is true. Google it. DaBaby a nigga in Walmart in North Carolina. Nothing bad happened to his career. In our country, you can nigga, but you better not hurt a gay person's feelings.
Yep, you heard that right.
Oh
Apparently, DaBaby can shoot someone in a Walmart no problem, but make one wrong comment and boom,
Yeah.
careers on life support.
See,
Welcome to
that is
2024,
the
folks.
problem. Like this cancel culture where especially people's livelihood who are working, let's say on social medias, online, YouTube, streaming, whatever you would say, they can take it against you and you can have a cancel culture. I remember so many people with their tweets from 10 years ago, 20 years ago, that back then were completely normal and that's the way people would talk. They would take that and cancel that person. And they would lose their livelihood, you guys. Like that is not a joke.
Where you can dodge a bullet, but not a tweet. Dave hilariously unpacks the wild ride of Rachel Dozel, bringing his sharp humor to a situation that's hard to believe.
It's like that white black bitch that's in the news all the time. Rachel Dozer. She always says that. She's a white woman, but then she dressed up like a nigga and shot her way up to the very top of blackness. And I always wanted to meet her just so I could understand. I just wanted to like have dinner with her so I could just look in her eyes and call her a nigger to her face. The f that bitch talking about? I identify black. That is trans talk, ladies. Stop biting. Stop biting. There's a big difference between her and a trans. The difference between her and a trans is I believe transgenders. I don't understand them either, but I know they mean what they say. Them niggas cut their dicks off. That's all the proof I need. I've never seen somebody just throw their dick away. Don't need it.
It's like showing up at a dog show with a cat and swearing it can bark. Sure, it's got fur, but as Dave points out, some things are a little more complicated than they seem. If you want to pass the sniff test, you're going to need more than just whiskers and a tail. Moving on to the story of Daphne, the trans woman who attended 4 of Chappelle's shows in one weekend.
There's a trans woman sitting in the audience. This is a true story. This was like a few weeks ago. I did 6 shows that weekend. This trans woman came to 4 of them. Calls herself Daphne. Man, this chick Daphne was in there cracking up at
fan.
Everything I said about everybody. It was amazing. She was laughing, and it was fun to watch her laugh. You could tell she was letting go with something that was heavy, and she'd throw her head back, and she'd smile with all her teeth. She was having a great time. And the more fun she had, I felt bad, because I knew I had some trans jokes to unload. And I thought to myself, maybe I shouldn't say these jokes, because I don't want to, like, her evening up. She's having so much fun. But then I thought to myself, well, if I can't say it in front of her, should I say no? So I let her rip. To my surprise, Daphne laughed harder at the trans jokes than anybody in the room. In fact, everybody in the room would look at her to make sure it was okay. I got off stage, I was in the dressing room, I was like, man, this is a weird show. I'm sitting in the dressing room by myself just trying to figure out, like, what the just happened out there? Like, why is it that this one woman can't take any of these jokes and Daphne can take all of these jokes? So weird. And then I realized, Daphne used to be a man. So now I go out of the dressing room and like you can see like all the staff was there like cleaning the club up. The audience had gone. And sitting at the bar by herself was Daphne. And she's like, hey, Dave, come join me for a drink. And I don't want her to think that I'm transphobic or nothing. So I'm like, I guess I could have at least a drink. And we get some tequila and we're sitting there. And she was cool. Turns out that Daphne, she wants to be a comedian. She was asking me for advice, and I told her advice and all that. And then she says to me, she says, boy, you sure do get a bad rap for your trans jokes. I said, Daphne, thank you, but you don't have to say that. I hope I didn't offend you. And she goes, no. She said, in fact, I read about you in the New York Times. I said, you did? She said, yeah. She said, I thought it was interesting that they blamed you for R. Kelly. They said you normalized him for telling jokes about him. I go, yeah, they said that. She goes, I wonder why they never said that you normalized transgenders by telling jokes about us.
Interesting.
It's like when you're watching a comedy special and the person who should be offended is the one laughing the hardest. Meanwhile, everyone else is holding...
That's what comedy, and especially stand-up comedy, should be about. Dad jokes, offensive memes, like all of these things should, like, people should not get offended. It's just humor and jokes. Like, one of the oldest jokes I remember as a child, especially in Arab countries, always men would make fun of their wives, like they want to run away from their wives don't know how to cook or stuff like that, you know. And I, as a child, would also laugh about these jokes with my father or his friends. Even my mother would be laughing. Like, everybody would be laughing about these jokes because they know they're just jokes. At the end of the day, my father loved my mom and he was always there and respected her. So, you know, like, it's fine to laugh about jokes without getting offended, believe it or not.
their breath like they're waiting for a bomb to go off. But nope. Daphne's just like, yeah, go ahead, laugh, it's all good. The only person more comfortable in that moment was probably Dave himself. Let's rewind to one of Dave's conversations about what words he's allowed to say.
On network television, they have a department that's called Standards and Practices. This is the department that tells you what you can and cannot say on television. And
so
if you're doing your
dumb.
job well, you should never
Freedom
hear
of
from
speech,
them.
bro.
But if you're making a Chappelle show, you'll hear from these all the time.
Yep, exactly.
And remember, this is 15 years ago. I made a mistake. I didn't even know I had done anything wrong. I had written a sketch that had the word "get" in it. So I had to go to Standards and Practices. They called me up. I don't know why they're calling me, but I like the lady that runs the department. She's usually really fair and was one of my favorite people I've ever worked with. So she sits me down. We have a nice conversation. She tells me, oh, the sketches are great. I go, oh, fantastic. Well, then why am I here? She said, because, David, there's no way that you can ever say the word on our network. I didn't know I did anything wrong. I didn't try to defend myself. I said, all right, take it out. Have a good afternoon. And as I was leaving, it occurred to me, hey, Renee, quick question.
Okay, we're not
It's just a
over.
question. Seriously, I want to know, like, why is it that I can say the word with impunity, but I can't say the word? And she said, because, David, you are not gay. I said, well, Renee, I'm not a nigger either.
Now that's what we call a plot twist. Imagine being told you can't play in the sandbox because you don't have the right toys, only for Dave to drop a gotcha on everyone. It's like he's playing 4D chess while the rest of us are still trying to figure out how to shuffle the deck. Or as he puts it in a different way.
But you see, what I didn't realize at the time and what Kevin had to learn the hard way is we were breaking an unwritten and unspoken rule of show business. And if I say it, you'll know that I'm telling you the truth. The rule is that no matter what you do in your artistic expression, you are never, ever allowed to upset the alphabet people.
Like, that is crazy, man.
You know
How
who I
is
mean.
that fair? You are allowed
Those
to make
people
fun
that took
about
20%
anyone and
of the
everyone
alphabet
except
for
them.
themselves. I'd say the letters, but I don't want to conjure their anger. It's too late now. I'm talking about them L's and them B's and them G's and the T's. People be surprised. I have friends, all kinds of letters. Everybody loves me, and I love everybody. I got friends who are L's, I got friends who are B's, and I got friends who are G's. But the T's hate my guts.
Except Daphne. Daphne loves it.
And I don't blame them. It's not their fault, it's mine. I can't stop telling jokes about these things. I don't want to write these
Please don't
jokes, but I
stop.
just can't stop. You know, you hear all those letters together all the time, LBGT, LBGT, and you think it's just one big movement. It's not. All those letters are their own movement. They just travel in the same car together.
Yep.
It's like trying to organize a potluck where everyone brings the same dish. Dave's pointing out that mixing things up is the whole point. If you try to serve everyone the same thing, you're missing out on all the flavor.
That's true.
Now let's get into Caitlyn Jenner. Apparently, she
Whoa.
was thinking about posing nude for Sports Illustrated. And Dave's reaction? Classic.
I felt bad that I made somebody else feel bad. To be honest, I don't even know what I said that upset that person. I have so many transgender jokes. But I feel like it was probably this joke I'm about to tell you right now.
And then he's gonna say.
And it's not even that bad of a joke. It's a true joke. I mean, it's not true, but I had read in the paper that Caitlyn Jenner was contemplating posing nude in an upcoming issue of Sports Illustrated. And I know it's not politically correct to say these things, so I just figured, f it, I'll say it for everybody else. Yuck. You know, sometimes I just want to read some stats. I don't know why you're gonna cram some man in the middle of the sports page like this. I just didn't think that was the place for it. But I wasn't saying anything like Caitlyn Jenner's a bad person. I'm not mad at her for doing it. Not even mad at Sports Illustrated. If I'm mad at somebody, I'm probably just mad at myself. You understand? Because deep down, I know that I am not strong enough to not look at those pictures. And I don't think I'm ready to see what she's trying to show me. So Caitlyn, you better go hard or go home.
The real joke here? Dave's not judging Caitlyn. He's judging his own curiosity. We've all been there, right? Pretending we're above it, but the second it's out there, we're like,
we're
okay,
still
fine.
gonna
One
watch
peek.
'cause we're
At least
curious.
Dave's honest enough to admit it. He has another one for Caitlyn Jenner.
Look at it like this. Caitlyn Jenner, whom I've met, wonderful person, Caitlyn Jenner was voted Woman of the Year. Her first year as a woman. Ain't that something? Beat every in Detroit, she's better than all of you. Never even had a period. Ain't that something? Oh, I'd be mad as shit if I was a woman. I'd be mad if I was me. If I was in the BET Awards
we
sitting
are
there and they're
mad.
like, and the winner for Nigger of the Year, Eminem, my man.
For some, it's like watching someone win a marathon they just started. But Dave's got you laughing through every twist of the race. And that brings us to feminism movements, where Chappelle's take
Like
is as
legit,
sharp
you
as
guys. Now that he mentioned Eminem, like the black man of the year, Eminem, like literally. He's posing as a black man. Doesn't mean that he is a black man.
ever.
There's a problem in that feminist movement, isn't there? From its inception in America, there's always been a racial component. When Susan B. Anthony was having that meeting and Sojourner Truth's black showed up, read your history books. All them white women asked Sojourner Truth not to speak. They didn't want to conflate the issues of women's rights and slavery. But you know how black bitches are. Sojourner Truth went up there anyway. She did a famous speech. She said, "Ain't I a woman?" I supported the Me Too movement, but the whole time, I thought that the way they handled that was stupid. They were going to the Golden Globes, and all of them would be like, let's all go to the Golden Globes and wear black dresses to give these men a piece of our minds. That is not gonna work. You think Martin Luther King's gonna be like, I want everybody to keep riding the bus, but wear matching outfits? You gotta get off the bus and walk. It's real talk. Real talk, that was a silly movement. I want everybody to wear crochet so they know we're serious. And then I said something about it in one of my specials, and all these women actresses came after me. I said, man, Phil, you canceled. I ain't to none of your pictures again. They were like, who is he to tell us anything? I'll tell you exactly who I am. I'm the one that got off the bus and left $50 million on the bus and walked. I agreed with these women. I just didn't agree with what they were doing about. Because if these women were serious, you know what they would have done? They all would have fired their agents. And they would have went to the mailroom of one of these big agencies and found a woman that was busting her hump in there and said, if you want to talk to us, then you have to talk to her. Yep. And if they did that, then she would be big and they would be big and nobody would get fed to Harvey Weinstein. But did they do that? No.
It's like trying to stop a hurricane with a fancy umbrella. Sure, you look good, but did it do anything? Dave's out here offering real talk. Fire your agents, walk the walk, and stop crocheting protest hats like that's going to scare the patriarchy. Fashion statements are cute, but revolution's got a different dress code. And now, another hot topic coming through, abortion.
I'll be real with you, and I know nobody gives a what I think anyway. I'm not for abortion. Oh, shut up, nigga. I'm not for it, but I'm not against it either.
Kind of like me.
It all depends on who I get pregnant.
Okay.
I'll tell you right now, I don't care what your religious beliefs are or anything. If you have a dick, you need to shut the fuck up on this one. Seriously.
Thank you.
This is theirs. The right to choose is their unequivocal right. Not only do I believe they have the right to choose, I believe that they shouldn't have to consult anybody except for a physician about how they exercise that right. Gentlemen, that is fair.
Yes, but at the end of the day, that child is not only theirs, that child is the child of the father too. Yes, it is in their bodies, but they should console the father in any kind of way. Also, it is just sad because that makes women go wild and just kill babies all the time. Like, these are babies that were meant to live and be alive. It is very sad.
And ladies, to be fair to us, I also believe if you decide to have the baby, a man should not have to pay.
If the man was ready to do the deed, the man should be ready to pay. I am sorry, I don't agree with this.
It's fair. I can at least abandon him. It's my money, my choice.
But he's making the funny thing, like, if women have all the right to abort, then men have all the right to choose not to pay. You know what I mean? Which, it should never be that way. It should be like, there should be a balance. There should be different type of fairness.
And if I'm wrong, then perhaps we're wrong. Just figure that out for yourselves.
Yep.
It's like trying to defuse a bomb while cracking jokes. Somehow, he pulls it off, leaving the audience laughing instead of running for cover.
Yeah, but
finally, let's wrap up with the hilarious bit about bathroom laws in North Carolina.
I am not
I guess that's
indifferent
behind us now.
to the suffering of someone else. There's laws, the mean laws. In our country, North Carolina passed a law once that said a person in North Carolina must use the restroom that corresponds with the gender they were assigned on their birth certificate. No. No, that's not a good law. That's a mean law. No American should have to present a birth certificate to take a at Walmart in Greensboro, North Carolina with a baby. Like, let's say they designed this law to protect me, my interests. Transphobic comedian Dave Chapelle. And let's say that I'm in Walmart doing a little shopping with my family. And then I gotta go to the restroom. So I excuse myself from my family. I go to the men's room. Now I'm standing at the urinal taking a leak. And this is what this law is gonna do. And suddenly, a woman walks into the men's room. I'm gonna be like, that's strange. And then she stands shoulder to shoulder with me at the urinal. I'm gonna be like, ugh, what's going on with you? And then she hikes her skirt up and pulls a real live meaty out. And what do you think I'm gonna say? Thank God she's in here with me. At least now I know my family's safe. No, I'm not gonna feel that way at all. I'm gonna feel very uncomfortable. I would feel better if it was a man with a vagina backed up to the urinal next to me. I wouldn't even think about that. I'd just be like, that's funny. This guy is peeing out of his butt for some reason. Oh my God, he must be a veteran. Thank you for your service.
And there you have it. Dave Chappelle once again destroying woke culture with humor that cuts straight to the core. If you're still with us and you're loving this ride as much as the bees in the back seat, hit that subscribe button. There's a lot more where this came from.
He literally got canceled so hard and then Netflix revived him. Like, the poor guy with humor tried to like tell you what he thinks and what he believes in, but really making it funny, but also sharing facts, and it still was not enough. They were hating on him. They wanted to cancel him. Like, I hope now we are gonna have more of this topics, discussions, talking without fear and talking without being afraid of getting cancelled. Everybody is allowed to their opinion, no hate. Let me know in the comment down below what you think about Dave Chappelle and his humor. Do you think it's funny? Not? And yeah, let's talk about it in the comment section. Thanks so much for watching. See you. Bye.